Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos and on this video this morning I'm going to be giving you my match reaction for the Watford Manchester United game that ended Watford 2, Manchester United 0 at Vicarage Road yesterday. Second defeat in the Premier League era to Watford, 50 feet now in the Premier League season, and it is becoming bad to worse. But I've got to credit Watford. I thought they fully deserved the victory. Uh, the fully deserved the victory, and from our perspective, it's an absolute embarrassment. Losing to bottom of the league. Watford, of course, have enjoyed a really bad start to the season. That's Watford's second win this season. Their first home win this season. You got to say, they've seemed to rejuvenate themselves. Since Nigel Pearson, took over. Take into account, there was unlucky against Liverpool last week. But they did still lose the game by 2 goals to nil. I thought it was a very poor performance by Man United in the first half, especially. I thought we improved in the second half, and that I thought the only positive we can take out of the game was obviously Paul Pogba making his return. I thought Paul Pogba did well when he came on. I think he created around 3 chances. I think Matter looked lively. When he came on. I think the best chances we did have in the game was that chipped effort from Jesse Lingard in the first half. Also Mason Greenwood had a chipped effort in the second half when he came on. Rashford had a big chance. Harry Maguire had a big chance from a header towards the end of the game and that. So there was we did have quite a few chances, but yeah, very disappointing in that. And like I've said on my recent videos, we've been very poor this season against elite opposition. We lost to Watford yesterday. We lost to Bournemouth. We lost to West Ham, lost to Newcastle, lost to Palace at home, lost to Astana in the Europa League. And these are the type of games, that Man United should be winning. And it was only recently, we beat Man City, we beaten Tottenham. And obviously you can say them two games saved Mulligan and Solskjaer's managerial tenure at the football club. Solskjaer gave his overarching view on the game yesterday, and he says it was very poor, it was very slow, there was no urgency, and he actually accused our players of treating the game like a testimonial, so he knows how bad it was. I thought Fred and McTominay were quite poor yesterday. I know they've done well for the vast majority of this season so far. They've complemented each other well, but I thought there was actually no poor yesterday. I thought they got over a rant in that midfield. But yeah, you can say both of Watford's goals came from two individual mistakes. Obviously, the first one from David De Gea. Um, both of the goals came from two set pieces. Obviously, from the free kick. Played in Ismaila Sarr. He actually hit it. I think it actually got a slight touch, was it, off Luke Shaw, then hit David De Gea's hands, then obviously fell into the net. And then 4 minutes later, both goals came in 4 minutes. Watford had got a penalty, and it was a Stonewall penalty, and obviously, Wan-Bissaka, knew that, and, Troy Deeney, took the penalty well, and that was 2-0. Then obviously, from that point, we had a mountain to climb. But yeah, very disappointed. And obviously, now we're sitting 8th in the Premier League. I think this is the lowest we have ever been in the Premier League era. We are, we've only registered 25 points from 18 league games. Of course, as well, it's even worse for us because Chelsea, beat Tottenham yesterday by 2 goals to nil. So we are now 7 points behind top four. So maybe now we're not going to get that top four and that. And I said, didn't I, around 4 or 5 weeks ago, I'm very sceptical, that we are going to get that top four. But obviously, with Chelsea slipping up in recent weeks and that, and we was in a good run of form, I thought there might have been a chance, where we might get it. but I'm actually now very sceptical about us getting that top four now. But we was looking to extend our unbeaten run yesterday, to 7, because prior to the game against Watford, we was unbeaten in our last 6 games in all competitions. So that's what 5 points dropped, now against Everton on Watford. But if we'd have beaten Watford, it would have been back-to-back away wins, for the first time since February. But I've got to say, fair play to Watford. They controlled the game, they had chances, they made it very difficult for us. And obviously they're still in a relegation battle, and I still think they probably will go down this season unless they can, unless they can do well under Nigel Pearson. Don't forget, Nigel Pearson is Watford's third manager this season. But I didn't actually expect us to lose. Against Watford, I didn't expect us to lose at all. But it becomes no surprise to us because, like I said, we've been poor against their opposition. As for Solskjaer, like I said, I think Man United do need to sack him now. He isn't the right manager to elevate Manchester United forward and that. Obviously, a couple of days ago, he celebrated his 1-year anniversary at the football club, and Solskjaer, of course, give his more overarching view on the year he has been at Man United. He said it's very enjoyable. Well, it's been very enjoyable. It's gone very quick, and he said it's been an honour and it's been a privilege. And and this is what Solskjaer had said. Don't forget, recently he had an exclusive interview with Sky Sports. This was prior to the game against Watford, like updated you, and he was speaking about his rollercoaster year at the club. He did say he does expect more inconsistency. And all that. But yeah, Solskjaer has got massive expectations to exceed in his second year at Manchester United. But I've got to say, I think that the expectations are just too high for him. I think, Solskjaer, I think he relies on his kids too much, and that is the problem as well. And we know that the kids aren't good enough at this present time. I think as they develop more, I think they will become Galactico players. I think Greenwood will come good. Greenwood is already good there, but I think he'll be even more better. I think Brandon Williams is doing really well in the games he's played in. You can say Tuan Zebe has done well, James Garner's played well. But they don't take into account as well, these some young players, that we do need to get rid of next year. And I think, also, overall anyway, in general, I think, there's definitely more problematic players at the football club that do need to be moved on. I think, we need to get rid of another 4 or 5 more players. But more players need to leave Man United in that. We need to see a variety of changes at our football club anyway. I think we've got to get Ed Woodward out because, he's been a liability for several years, and I don't like the way the football club's been run in the last 6 or 7 years. I think we've also got to get the Glazers out. I think, the board are also a liability. I think, we've also got to get Solskjaer out. Solskjaer's been accountable for some of our bad results and performances this season. Not all of the blame stems from him and that, but, some of the blame, obviously, it does stem from him. But my element of concerns I've got about Solskjaer is that, he doesn't have any intuition on how to manage, especially a big football club like Manchester United, despite the fact, he knows the traditions of the football club. And like I've said on, my recent videos and that, whether his managerial tenure at Man United works out or not, we'll never forget, what he's done for the football club, because he was a great long-serving player for Man United for 11 years, and he flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. But like I've said, on numerous occasions as a manager, his comparison to how he was as a player in that. Solskjaer, of course, before he came to Man United, was at Mould, won a couple of Norwegian titles with Mould. Before he was at Mould, he had a short tenure with Cardiff. Obviously, he ended up getting relegated from Cardiff. He managed around, 29, 30 games for Cardiff. but got sacked from them. And some Man United fans did fear that, earlier on in the season, especially, that he could replicate at Man United what he did do with Cardiff. But for me, Solskjaer, again, he has no style of play. He has no plan B. You can also say that's an element of concern. And he has been tactically naive for the vast majority this season. Maybe there's some games where we have showed a lot of tactical flexibility, but yeah, for the vast majority of this season, we have been tactically naive and that. And for me, just basically, doesn't have a clue. So I do presume now that the pressure, will be back under Solskjaer, reflecting on that 2-0 loss to Watford. But like I've said, I haven't seen many improvements under Solskjaer than what I saw under Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, and of course David Moyes. We're actually worse under Solskjaer, than what we was under David Moyes. I think Solskjaer's win ratio is worse than David Moyes'. And maybe some Man United fans now will reflect back and say maybe we should have keeping Jose Mourinho. That was one mistake, we did make, was sacking him from the football club. And I give you the variety of reasons why we sacked Jose Mourinho. Not because he's a bad manager, it's because obviously he had bad disputes with the board. He had bad disputes with the top players. The board weren't backing the signings that I wanted to recommend into the football club last summer and that. But Mourinho did win the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season with the football club. And obviously, analysing the vast majority of these players now, they are Jose Mourinho's, because Jose Mourinho recommended 11 players into the football club. And, spent around, was it 400 million or just under 400 million pounds. Now, take into account Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of them, and he's still in the process of rebuilding. We lost yesterday, I know, but we're still determined to back Solskjaer and that, especially our board. I think we are determined, to give Solskjaer at least a couple of more windows to see who else we can recommend in to the football club. So he will be here in January. I do presume he will be here next summer. So it'll be interesting to see who we can get in. Obviously next year we've got to get the right caliber players to the football club. Obviously we can elevate us forward and get us back, up there, challenging for major honours. And next year we've got to address the deficiencies in the squad. Solskjaer, of course, has come out and he said he will have his final say on the club's transfer policy. But these a lot of players on our agenda. But I think we need a change of management. You've got a lot of Manchester United fans that are now demanding Mauricio Pochettino in. We've been long admirers of Mauricio Pochettino. Obviously, after the dismissal of Jose Mourinho in December of last year, obviously, we was in for Mauricio Pochettino. He was our primary candidate, to obviously replace Mourinho at that point. And it was, we was in for him in that, but obviously, our preference was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Solskjaer was a cheaper solution. We didn't really have to pay that much to Mold to recommend him in. Plus, he did well in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager, so we decided to keep Solskjaer on, and we gave him the job permanently back in March earlier on this year. And obviously at the time we was in for him before, this is when he was at Tottenham, obviously, we'd have had to pay around, £32 million in compensation. I think that could be me estimating, but I think that's what it said, if I can't remember lightly. But we've been long admirers of Mauricio Pochettino, and I think it's very, very imminent. He will be Manchester United's next manager if Solskjaer is to be sacked. But, I think we need to get Pochettino in now, because if we don't recommend him in now, or, at some point, this month or some point in the new year, then we'll miss out on him. Don't forget he isn't only linked with a managerial role at Man United. He's being linked to the Bayern Munich, with a managerial role at Bayern Munich. There's also been talks about him going to Real Madrid. He was linked with the Arsenal job at one point. So yeah, there has been quite a few clubs meeting there for him, but I think Michel Pochettino is totally comparison to Solskjaer. Totally comparison to Solskjaer. I think he's a better manager. His philosophy's good. You know, and he's well Premier League proven. My only element of concern I've got about Michel Pochettino is that he hasn't won out in terms of silverware. That's only my element of concern. But he has got that managerial experience. Plus, he's good at developing young players. He's Michel Pochettino. But like I said, he enjoyed 5 good years with Tottenham. Obviously, analysing it last season, he progressed Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final. He also got Tottenham a couple of third place finishes. He also progressed Tottenham to the League Cup final in his first full season. I think Tottenham finished second back in 2017. So yeah, he did really, really well with Tottenham. But I thought he also enjoyed a good short tenure with Southampton before he was at Tottenham. And before that, he was at Espanyol. So far, Pochettino has managed around 3 clubs. And, we also, like I said, wouldn't have to pay out now to recommend him in. With him being managerless. When he was at Tottenham, he did sign around a 5-year deal in the summer of 2018 with around £8.5 million pounds a year. But yeah, and there was actually reports emerging out. This was before my game to Tottenham earlier on in the season, saying that Michel Pochettino wanted the Manchester United job. So I think if the opportunity came for him, he would grasp that opportunity. Definitely. Obviously, if we do decide to sack Solskjaer anywhere, obviously we'll have to pay something in compensation. If we decide to sack him, obviously, within this 3-year period, because Solskjaer, of course, has got a 3-year contract. I can't estimate how much we'd have to pay. We'd have to pay something. I don't think we'd have to pay as much as we did do to get rid of Jose Mourinho, but we'll still have to pay something. But Solskjaer has been at Manchester United now a year. He's been obviously permanent manager now for around 9 months, and obviously you can say he's enjoyed a very difficult 9-month period in that. But we've just got to get him out of the football club and that, and that's what I've got to say. I think it would be also beneficial if we did recommend a new director of footballing. It was a shame that we didn't get a new director of footballing during the summer and that. There was quite a few former Manchester United players linked with the director's role. And I said that's one of the structural changes that we do need at the football club. If we had to recommend one in, we need someone who knows the club inside out. We need someone who, has got that experience, someone who would be reliable to oversee our transfer business. And that's, if we had to do that, that's what we need to do. Yeah. Got to say, I was very, very disappointed with Rashford yesterday against Watford. I don't think he was too good. That was Rashford's 194th appearance for the football club. He's been in scintillating form, for the vast majority this season, but don't think he was too good yesterday. Rashford has 14 goals in all competitions so far this season, but he's doing really, really well, and he's still the long-term solution for Man United. Martial, I don't think he was bad yesterday. I don't think he was bad yesterday, Martial. Obviously, he was playing up top on his own. Obviously, he does operate in that central position. For me, wasn't really getting enough service, because we didn't get the ball up to him, enough. But I don't think he was bad, when he had the possession and that. But there was I felt there was quite a few players there that were poor yesterday, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I don't think Rashford, was at it. But I thought Pogba, like I said, did well when obviously, he came on. But the positive is, like I said, players are coming back from injury now. Pogba's back. He was initially ill. It was Paul Pogba. He did say he was a doubter for the game against Watford, but it's good that he came on as a substitute. Solskjaer, of course, has praised Paul Pogba, left, right, and centre recently, and that's saying he's got a charismatic personality. He said he's a fantastic player, and he does know the difference. He does make in that midfield. I think Paul Pogba's passing's very, very good as well. You know, he's very, very good player, to be honest with you. Solskjaer, of course, is very adamant that he will not be sold in January. For my own perception, I think probably Paul Pogba will leave the football club next summer. He'll leave. If he doesn't leave next summer, he will leave at some point in the future. Yeah, I'm sceptical that he'll spend the rest of his career with Man United from now on. You know, he won't spend the entirety of his career with Man United from now. I think he still wants to make a move to Real Madrid, like he did do for the entirety of the summer transfer window. Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, has said that his client wants to stay at Man United and win prices, but obviously, he says, the club needs to give him more support. But yeah, and Pogba's got about 17, 18 months left on his contract. Don't forget, he's on around 290 grand a week at the football club. But it's good to see him back in action, because all in all, that was the first time he played in over 3 months, Pogba, because he was out with an ankle injury, since September and that. So it is good, now to see him back in action. Obviously, Bay and Fossil Mensah are still out with injury. They're out with knee injuries. Bay's been out since the new year. Fossil Mensah's been out with knee injury as well. But they obviously now they're now back in training. Diego Dalot, he played for the youngsters on Friday. Don't forget, he played for the youngsters. Did Diego Dalot. But I think Solskjaer said, from there, he should be all right. But yeah, good news that players are coming back from injury, because reflect on the amount of injuries we've had this season anyway. Solskjaer's had to make a lot of alterations in the squad. He's had to make a lot of alterations in the squad and that. Like I've been updating you recently, regarding the transfer news and that. Obviously, our number one priority target is Erling Haaland. So, if recent reports are to be believed, it's very imminent that Erling Haaland will be our first signing in January, our fourth signing overall under the Mulligan and Solskjaer era. Because obviously, this was prior to the Watford games. Solskjaer had reacted, to Erling Haaland allegedly, boarding a plane from Norway to Manchester ahead of a proposed move to Man United and that. But Solskjaer actually, denied this. He said, that Erling Haaland wasn't on his way to Manchester. He said he was on a Christmas holiday. So Solskjaer, had actually denied speculation. It was only the other week that Solskjaer had flew to Austria himself, with Ed Woodward, to meet up with Erling Haaland to discuss a January transfer to Man United. And allegedly, he told Solskjaer that he does want to join the football club. It's confirmed he is going to cost us in the region of around £76 million, which is a substantial amount. But reportedly then we'll have to loan him back to Red Bull Salzburg for the remainder of the season. We could also have to pay his agent Mini Raiola around £12 million as well to recommend him in. But I think he would be the right calibre player for Man United, would Erling Haaland. He's I think we need another number 9. He can bring more players into play, he can score goals like he has done this season. He scored 28 goals in 22 games in all competitions for Red Bull Salzburg. He can create chances, and he's only very, very young. He's only the age of 19, and he's also played under Solskjaer's guidance during his period with Mould. So Solskjaer, of course, is keen on a reunion with the player. So I would be delighted if we could get Erling Haaland in, if we could also get Jadon Sancho in, because he's another one of our main priority targets as well. So like I said, there's a lot of players on our agenda. It isn't guaranteed that we'll make many signings in the January transfer window, but one thing, our recruitment has definitely got to improve, because it hasn't only been poor recently, it has been poor for several years. And that, but yeah, definitely more signings are needed. Obviously, with the way we've been this season, it's not excusable. Saying that we need more signings, and the injuries are not excusable as well, because we should be more of a commanding position than we're in. we should be at least challenging for that top four. And, you know, because like I've said on my recent videos, reflecting on the size and the potential of this club, and also the amount of money that's been invested into the football club over the years in all the managerial eras, we should be much more commanding a position. You know, we haven't only spent big on players, we've also got players on big contracts. And all that, and I credit Solskjaer because, you know, he did, to be fair, recommend 3 good players to the squad during the summer. You know, he spent nearly £150 million on Daniel James, and Wan-Bissaka, and on Harry Maguire, and, you know, they've all done well, and like I've said, they haven't been accountable for any of our bad results and performances this season, because the 3 players that recommended in, you've got to say, have been our best players. I think we need at least another 4 or 5 more signings, maybe even more. I think Solskjaer's going to get a spending spree of around £250 million to rebuild the club. I think probably £250 million is probably enough for us, you know, to get the right number of players in and, you know, address the deficiencies in the squad. It's basically dependent on, you know, how we are with our recruitment and that. How we're going to be sensible with it, how we're going to overpay for players, you know, because we're known for overpaying for players, especially in recent years. Prime example, we overpaid for Fred. We paid £50 million in from Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, we also overpaid for Maguire, but you've got to say he's addressed our defensive deficiencies well. Maybe some people are saying Maguire needs to play alongside someone better than Lindelof. Maybe we need to get a better centre half in than Lindelof. Lindelof is struggling at the moment, but I still think, you know, Lindelof is a very, very good player. Where we overpaid for Paul Pogba, because we paid £89 million for him, you know. So these are quite a few players, you know, that we have overpaid for. But we'll see, of course, if we can get into the football club next year. But we've just got to accept the fact, you know, that we're never going to be the team that we was under Alex Ferguson. You know, Solskjaer can't invoke Ferguson's legacy to save him at Man United. But regardless of what our manager is, you know, we'll just never ever replicate what we did under Ferguson. When we recommended Alex Ferguson in back in 1984 from Aberdeen, don't forget, he didn't settle in straight away. He didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. But then look what he went and accomplished after that. You know, he enjoyed 26, 27 years at Man United, did Ferguson. You know, he controlled the transfer policies, he controlled the contracts. You know, the vast majority of our silverware we won came under Alex Ferguson. But even if Solskjaer was to be given another 3 or 4 years at the club, which is not going to happen, I don't think he'd ever emulate into Alex Ferguson, like he has said. And that's something we've got to accept. We haven't been under the Ferguson era for almost 7 years. You know, that's something we've got to accept in that. And I understand from you know, the way we see it, that we don't want to keep persistently sacking managers. We don't want to keep doing it because we've already sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. But I can assure Solskjaer will not see out his 3-year contract at the club, but I still believe he will probably be here at the end of the season. And, you know, I think the only reason we've stuck by him is probably because he's a club legend, you know, and obviously he was a great player for us, but disregarding him being a club legend, he probably would have been sacked by now, if I'm going to be honest with you. But as you all know, Liverpool are on course for their first Premier League title. You know, obviously, you know, they haven't won it all in all for 30 years. And overall, it's going to be their 19th title, of course, because they have won 18 all their first divisions. You know, Liverpool, I think they definitely are going to win it this season. They are too far ahead. And I hate to see, you know, our fiercest rivals, you know, we're going on to win the Premier League. And, you know, analysing it, you know, I don't think we're going to win the league, you know, for at least, you know, the next 3 to 4 years and that, you know, maybe even longer, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I did confirm at the start of this season that I expect us to enjoy a better season this season than what we saw last season. You know, and I said at the start of this season that our expectations this season will be to finish in that top 4 and that. Next game is Newcastle at home on Boxing Day. Preview for that will be coming up. That should be that might be tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Then 2 days later we go away to Burnley, Arsenal on New Year's Day. So games are coming up thick and fast. Like I've said, I think our only chances for silverware this season is probably the Carabao Cup. I think, that's more imminent than us winning the Europa League as well. The Europa League's a priority, because if we win the Europa League, we'll get automatic qualification for the Champions League. But Solskjaer recently spoke about the importance of us lifting trophies. But we've done well to progress to the semi-final of the Europa League, semi-final of the Carabao Cup, sorry. That's a positive. It's good that we're into knockout stages of the Europa League after winning Group L. So yeah, guys, that's your match reaction for Watford Man United. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I will be doing more videos very, very soon.